Okay, so my name is Megan, and for my interview, I interviewed someone who I think is a very good leader in my life, and she's also a coworker that I have. Her name's Melissa. She just a little bit of background information on her. She's 28 years old, and she's been at my place of employment for 11 years now. She worked her way up from just cleaning to kitchen staff to now she's works both first, second, and third shift, as well as she does some cooking hours in the kitchen as well. She also is the PM shift manager currently. She is the individual who trained me on both first and second shift when I first started at the working at the facility, and she continues to push me and teach me new things on a daily basis, making her a strong and important leader as I would consider to be in my life. Throughout the interview, I just asked her several questions, and these are some of the questions. The first question I asked her was, what steps do you find yourself taking to motivate others as well as yourself? She said to motivate herself, she looks into the eyes of the residents whom she's helping, and she sees their need for her help. To motivate others that she's working with, she makes sure that others know how much they are helping the residents, even with small tasks such as taking them to the bathroom or helping them tie their shoes. For how to prioritize your tasks, she says that she typically prioritizes tasks based on dates that they need to be accomplished by or order of safety concern. She gave me an example of if someone were to have fallen and someone is ringing to use the bathroom, that she would first ensure the safety of the individual who's fallen to make sure that they are safe and cannot get in any more harm's way. Then she would help the resident with their toileting need. Both are extremely important cases, seeing they both are something that CNAs do daily, but you always have to know to put the issue that they could be in more harm's way first. In the case of a date management problem, she states that she makes a list and crosses things off when she gets them accomplished. The next question I asked Melissa was how she's able to maintain a stable mind when there's an emergency situation. She actually kind of chuckled when I asked this, and she carefully explained to me that she may not always keep a stable mind in an emergency situation, but she makes sure that it appears to her staff she's working with that she is in a stable mind. Since she's in charge, she has to ensure her coworkers do not become rattled if she comes off that way herself, because that then just ensures that the situation will only get worse. Instead, this is the time she rises up and expects more of her staff below her to perform the task that she gives them at the present time and situation. Then I asked her if there are steps that she actually takes to resolve conflicts. And I've actually had conflicts at work with other coworkers, and she sits down with each of the people involved in the conflict separately and listens to their side of the story. Then she brings them to talk together, and while she's present, she makes sure by the end of the talk they go back to a neutral relationship and the conflict will no longer cause an issue. Next is, how do you think those working with you would describe your style of leadership? She believes that most would describe her style of leadership as to be relatively laid back, which I completely agree. She feels as though people of all ages feel capable and able to approach her and feel as though she will listen without judgment. She feels as though she leads with passion and by example. Next, what are your values and ethics that you have as a leader? Melissa said Melissa mostly touched on the point that she values her ability to stay focused and task-oriented, even when there are distractions within the facility. She ensures that she remains focused for the outcome of the residents as well as the facilities and the coworkers, and also for the family of those residents, because at many times those residents' family members do get involved a little more than maybe they should or that we predict. Next, I asked her how she overcame a situation in which she failed as a leader. And during the interview, Melissa explained that failing is something that everyone is bound to meet up with, that it will not feel good, but is something that needs to be overcome. She said that she overcame her first failure by replaying it in her head and thinking of different possible outcomes and ways she could have went about that situation. She also makes sure to keep those failures in her head to remind her how far she has come and what she's overcome and how not to make those mistakes again. Seeing as Melissa was a PM shift manager, I asked her how she is able to keep all of our morale up when we're in a tough situation. And she simply said jokes and smiles. And when I asked her to explain about that, she said it's all about making sure you smile. Smiling alone can brighten someone's day. That and a little confidence booster. Ever since day one, when Melissa trained me at the end of every girl's shift she's working with, she always makes sure to tell them something positive that that individual did that day specifically while working on the floor at the facility. So that's kind of nice, and it kind of ensures that she actually watches and sees what we're doing. And I like seeing that I'm making her happy and doing what she thinks is important. Then I asked her how she persuades others to see her point of view. And she said that she wouldn't say she persuades anyone, rather she just explains herself and her position and how she feels it is best to go about the situation. Then I asked Melissa how she's able to make sure that her followers are constantly learning and developing. And she said that she does that through giving them new tasks that challenges them and keeps them gaining knowledge. She believes that knowledge is powerful and that knowledge is wisdom. I also asked her if she thinks creativity or efficiency is more important. And being witty like she is, she said being creatively efficient is what she actually created out of my question. She explained that to best help those she was serving as a CNA, she had to know how to be specific to the resident and their needs, as well as do it in a timely manner so that she would be able to serve the needs of others as well. I asked Melissa what it meant to her personally to be a PM shift manager, and she stated that she loves being the PM shift manager, that it means a lot to her, and she loves that the girls who work the shift feel comfortable coming to her and addressing situations and problems that arise. And she also talked about how she has dealt with several high school students that have come and gone on to nursing and colleges, and she likes seeing them grow from being the timid high schoolers they are to the wonderful, knowledgeable nurses that they've become now, and that when they come back to see her at the facility, she really likes talking with them and seeing where they've went. I asked her what strengths she values the most in an individual, and she says she kind of relates them more to the residents, and she says that she really admires people who are honest, hardworking, are dedicated, and have patience, especially in the nursing facility. Like I said in the beginning, I really value Melissa. She's someone I look up to and someone that I can see myself becoming a leader like. I really like how everyone looks up to her and she can talk to anyone, whether it be the residents or other staff, just being able to talk to her and being able to be there.